Welcome back. All right, guys, we had a week of working with data in various forms and analyzing data in both tables and also line plots or dot plots. Some people call them either or. We looked at some bar graphs. We did box plots or box and whisker plots, some people call them. And you also had to take number sets, put them in order, find the median, find the two quartiles, okay? And then you could find the inter quartile range, okay? These are some of the things we did this week. Now, a lot of it was really basic, reading tables and dot plots and stuff, but I'm going to do just a little bit of a review. I have 4 pictures that have some of my notes, and I'm just going to jot over them. I mean, it's not much at all, guys. I already did this recording once. It took 15 minutes, and somehow in the uploading process, hashtag teacher fail, I deleted it somehow, and in the trash can, I pulled it out and it said it was file corrupted, so I don't know what I did. It was kind of a fast swipe. I was watching the replay for the first intro, see how it looked, and I was getting ready to upload it to YouTube and walked on. So here's take 2, all right? So listen, before we do this short review, I like to do the review because even though I thought it was a fairly easy week, and we taught the topics during the school year, and we are only just reviewing them now, I always like to talk about the get you kind of things, like the little tricks or twists that they do. So you could do a topic over and over and over and be like, oh, this is easy, I get it. But then there's always a way they do the test question, the way they present it, or phrases they use, or different things. That's kind of a common practice to try to see if you really know what you're doing. And that's where a lot of people get tricked or trapped or whatever. So I'm going to go over a few of those things on this. That's why I'm doing the review. Okay? All right, but before we do that, you know, anytime you're about to do something stressful, like take a test or something, it's good to always kind of relax, stretch. We're going to do a short 10 seconds or less of physical exercise. All right, you with me? Oh, well. So I'm just going to embarrass myself then? Okay. All right, so we're going to do, you like my new shirt? Okay. I'm going to keep the light there. Okay, here we go. Ready? Get that bat ready to swing. Going to hit a home run with this test, right? All right, ready? And here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. What else? One more. All right, just something stupid. All right, guys, let's switch off that. And we're going to go to screen share and get into action here. I think I know where these buttons are by now. Okay, here we go. Chop, chop. So let's get Mr. Douglas. Put you over here. And let me get my writing utensil. And thank you for your patience. Okay, and we're ready. All right. So now sometimes, and on the test it'll be the same, sometimes the data is already going to be in order for you. Sometimes it won't. So you have to check. On this page, I already have them in order. Okay. So I just want to do a short reminder. This is where I would always get out your thumbkins, boys and girls. So you can't see me do it to my screen, so I'll make little dots. But you need to start on the outside numbers and move your way in to find the middle, or you can use your fingers or whatever. I don't really like to cross the numbers out like that because we may need to use the numbers again or recheck something, okay? So I'll put a little dot. So here's a dot in here. I'm moving my way in, okay? And then I'm moving my way, off to a great start. Moving my way in. I'll show you one other quick, easy way too, okay? And then there's one left, so that's my middle, okay? Another way you can do it is you can go How many numbers you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 numbers. So you know if there's 7, you divide it in 2, it's 3.5. So you're going to have 3 on each side with 1 left in the middle, okay? So that's my median. Median is the middle. Just like the middle of the road of a highway where the grass is, that's called the median. That's what that's called, okay? So then you got to find Q1 and Q3. That's the two quartiles. So you chop the data in half, chop, chop, and now we're going to chop the half in half, which is going to turn it into quarters, okay? Half of a half is a quarter, okay? So on this half, we have 3 numbers here, and the middle of it is obviously right here. So that's Q1. I keep forgetting I can use my fingers on the screen. I got a new computer. And Q3. All right. So that's how you do that. But the problem happens when there's ties, and a lot of people forget the rules when there's a tie. So now I took 1 digit out, and we're only going up to 12 this time. So there's 6 numbers. Half of 6 is 3. So there's going to be 3 on each side. So my median is right there. But what number do I use? There's no number there, okay? So you're supposed, that means I had a tie for the middle. These two are tied, and I need to take the halfway point between them. If they're bigger numbers or far away from each other, you can add them and divide them. That's finding their average. Remember from the flies in the video we saw, you add and divide, you add and divide. Yeah, you add the 2 numbers and then divide. Okay, so that would be 14, and there's 2 numbers. So you divide 14 by 2, and it's 7. But it's also, we can just see it's right, they're right next to each other, 6, 7, 8. So we know it's going to be at 7. Okay, so 7 is the median. I'm using my mouse again. I need to just write. Now, here's where people mess up. Okay, so then they come over and they look at, what do I have left over here? 2 and a 4? No. You know, then they're going to find the median in here. No, I don't think so. This 6 was not used. We found the middle in between these 2 numbers. So 6 is still here. It's still in the game. It's in the lower end, okay? So now I can find the middle of those 3 numbers. 4 is going to be my Q1, okay? And then over here, the 8 is still a part of this. So 8, 10, 12. The 10 is my Q3 here, okay? Now, just one more, little bit more difficult. This happens primarily when you have an even number, okay? An even number of data. So there was only 6 here, and down below I have 8. So again, I'm gonna have a tie. I'm actually gonna have 2 ties, 3 ties technically. All 3 of them are gonna have ties, all right? I did the first one nice and easy. We had a middle number and we had 2 quartiles. It's super simple, but that's not how it always happens on tests, okay? All right, so I've got 8 digits down here, so the halfway point's going to be right here. So 8, 9, 10. I'm going to have a 9. I'm using the mouse again. I've been doing it for weeks. So 9 is my middle because I had a tie right here, okay? But the 8 is not being used as the median. It was just used to help find the median, but it is not the median. So it is still available. It's still in play. And same thing with the 10 over here, okay? So halfway between these 4 numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8 is going to be right here. What's halfway between 4 and 6? 5. So my Q1 is a 5. Over here, 10, 12, 14, 16. The halfway point right here is 15. Okay? It's a 5. All right, it's really messy, but you see how you break the ties? So technically that was a tie and this was a tie. All right, that's what I wanted you to know. Mouse, minimize. All right, and clear. And back to draw. All right, so let's look at this one. Now, they're going to show you some data charts. You need to be able to how to read it, okay? So we're going to say this is people. And since I just had a little bit of chocolate, this is how many pieces of chocolate individual students won in class for answering questions correctly, okay? So I was giving away chocolates, let's say. So we need to understand the difference in maximum, minimum, least, most, obviously exactly is easy, okay? How many people or students, 8, I said R, we're gonna say 8, we're gonna change those to T's. 8, exactly 3. Okay, well, exactly 3 is right here. Only one person, there's one dot, so only one, okay? How many students ate at least 3? So they could have had 3 or what? So if you ever get confused with that least at most, think of it as money. You're selling something of yours. What do you want it for it? Okay, you're generally going to say to yourself, I want at least $10 for it. I mean, I'll take more if I can get it, right? But I want at least, so that means that's the least I'm going to take. The minimum I will take is 10 or more, okay? So in here it's saying at least 3. They want 3 or more. So it's going to be all of these, okay? At least 3 means it's all of these. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10, okay? What if I said I was giving something away? Like I have thousands of Pokemon cards or something, and I was going to give somebody. And I said, I will have, I don't know, I lost the analogy already. Sorry. It's been a long day. Anyway, so we want at most 3. How many people got at most 3? I was thinking of an example from one of these other pages. I apologize. So one person got 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people got 2 Pokemon cards. 2 people got 1 Pokemon card. So this bottom is how many cards? Okay. So 5 people got 2 cards. 2 people got 1 card. 3 people won 0 cards. Okay. So now we were doing this side. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So at least is the same thing as minimum. At most is the maximum. At most, 12 people can be on the elevator. Maximum of 12 people on the elevator. Okay. Least is the minimum. Okay. All right. So don't say I didn't try to warn you. Those phrases are important. Okay. Next. Box plots and their percents, guys. So you've already heard me say these words. We took a bunch of data and we divided it in half, okay? That means you got 50% over here, which is half, and you got 50% over here, okay? So I'll just do this. Oh, I didn't go far enough. Okay, so this is 50% and this is 50%. But once we found the median and divided it half, we then divided each half in half to get 4s right here, see? So now we have 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. So you need to understand that breakdown. So if you get a question on a test, I don't know, Friday, I don't know, and it's asking you how many percent of something, that's how you determine. You're just looking at how many sections, and each section is 25 cents, okay? So one question could say, like this one, let me just clear the board. What percentage are greater than 50? So here's 50, and they want greater than, well, that's 2 sections, okay? That's 2 sections, so it's going to be 25 plus 25, so it's going to be 50%, okay? What percent is 40 or less? So I come here to 40, and it's 40 or less. So it's only this one section. It's not counting this section here. So it's just 25%, okay? You understand the percents? The whole thing is 100%, right? The whole thing, 100%. All right, I think you're good. Guys, you're almost done. Last one. We just got to do one example. All right. So they can sometimes be tricky with you in how they put the numbers. They've gotten you used to them being in order, but I switched one number here. And if I was, honestly, if I make tests, and I didn't make these tests, when I make tests, I'm a little more tricky. Like I would probably switch these two, okay? But for this problem, I just switched the very first two, so you should catch it, okay? But on a test, it could have like 25 numbers and just have 2 or 3 in the middle that are messed up. So you need to check and go in order and make sure they're all in order, okay? So for this one, I'm just gonna write the 3 right here, and I'm gonna scribble this one out, okay? Fair enough, we can all work around that. I don't wanna rewrite them all. So first thing we do, get out a thumbkins, or however you wanna do. And if I count them, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So the halfway mark is going to be right there, okay? So my median is halfway between 9 and 12. So it's like, well, wait, it's not like earlier where it was 9, 10, 11, and 10 was in the middle. Now there's more numbers in the middle, so I'm a little confused, Mr. Douglas. Well, as the fly said, we add and divide, we add. Okay, so we're going to add them and divide them. We're going to find the average of the two. 12 plus 9 is 21 divided by 2. It's going to be 10. 10 plus 10 is 20, but there's a 1 left, so it's divided by 2, it's going to be half, okay? So it's a little sloppy, sorry. 10.5 is my median, okay? Which I don't need to find. This is asking me to find the IQR. To do the IQR, but I need to find the median first before I can find the quartiles. I got to do quartile 3 minus quartile 1. Okay, so the Q range is how much is in between the middle 50%, okay? All right, so now that I've divided in half, I have 3 numbers on this side. Oh, they were nice. Mr. Douglas was nice. I always say they were nice or they were mean. Mr. Douglas was nice. He made this easy. There's just 3 numbers on each side. So the middle number here is 7. That's my Q1. And 12, 17, 21, the 17 is my Q3. So Q3 minus Q1, and my IQR is 10. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. I just want to say, God bless and protect you and your family. Miss you, love you, take care. Good luck on the test. Do your best. Make sure you, if you have any issues with any of these, review the rest of the week's videos in more detail. This is not everything that's on the test. Everything else is very easy. This is just the tricky parts, okay? The tricky, sticky parts. All right, so y'all be careful. Do your best. Check your answers. Douglas out. Oh, I was trying to figure out how to stop sharing, and I was just remembering how during the year a bunch of times y'all kept trying to get me to say like online all the time, because I'm trying to stop share, and then I have to stop record, and it's 2 different buttons. I said stop.